Illinois State Redbird hockey is on the air from Grossinger Motors Arena in downtown Bloomington. It's game 2 of a 2-game weekend set between the Illinois State Redbirds and the St. Louis Billikens. And once again, a very pleasant good afternoon from inside Grossinger Motors Arena. L.A. Decker with you, getting set for game number 2 between the Billikens of St. Louis and the Redbirds of Illinois State. The Redbirds winning 3-2 last night over St. Louis. Game-winning goal scored in the third period with 3:51 to play as Michael Rindak got the assist from Trent Fisk to net the game winner in the closing moments of the third period. The Redbirds were able to hold on despite the fact that St. Louis had pulled the goaltender for the extra attacker, and the Redbirds were to go on to be victorious, snapping an 11-game winless streak. They were 0-9-1-1 going into play last night and picked up their first win since a 2-1 overtime win against Drury back in October. Been a long time since the Redbirds had tasted victory. For the St. Louis Billikens, they're looking to right the ship in this contest. They have dropped 8 straight, but not because of the efforts of goaltender Denisa Jandova. She played outstanding last night, making 32 saves on 35 shots faced against Illinois State. She will get the start once again today. Denisa Jandova, the goaltender for St. Louis, gets the start. Unofficial updated stats for her. She is in her 12th game of the season, 1-9-0-1 of the season, unofficially a 5.62 goals against average, 8.705 save percentage, allowing 66 goals on 510 shots. For Illinois State, they will counter with Dylan Lloyd making his 6th appearance of the season. He is 1-3-0-0 going into the play today, a 4.45 goals against average, 8.42 save percentage, allowing 16 goals on 85 shots. Redbirds looking to put a winning streak together. Meanwhile, the Billikens are trying to get off the schneid and snap an 8-game losing streak. This will close out the weekend series. Illinois State and St. Louis right here from downtown Bloomington. Hopefully no fire alarms today. We'll keep the game going the entire time. We appreciate you joining us here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel and look forward to next week's action, which we'll talk about more. We'll have a triple header for you here on the YouTube channel next weekend. But our focus, the Billikens and the Redbirds, coming up next on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome to Grossinger Motors Arena and today's ACHA Division II matchup between the visiting St. Louis Billikens and your Illinois State Redbirds. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for our visitors from St. Louis, Missouri, please welcome the Billikens of St. Louis University under head coach Connor Bradley. Starting on defense, number 16, Mikey Callahan, and number 26, Nolan Meyer. The forwards, number 7, Travis Herrick, number 14, John Carney, The center is number 17, Gus Heithaus. And starting in goal for the Billikens, number 31, Denisa Jandova. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Illinois State Redbirds. On defense, number 23, Joe D'Alessandro. And number 78, Matt Papa Christiantu. The forwards, number 13, A.J. Kowalczyk. And number 42, Brock Brandenburg. The center is number 27, Michael Rindak. And starting in goal for your Redbirds is number 40, Dylan Lloyd. The head coach of the Redbirds is Phil Fazio. At this time, hockey fans, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Your officials for today's contest, the linesman is Jason Hedican. The referees, Chris Harjay and Brandon Target. So once again, those starting lineups for the Billikens of St. Louis. Mikey Callahan, Nolan Meyer get the start on defense for head coach Connor Bradley. John Carney and Travis Herrick, the forwards. Gus Heithaus centers the line. Denisa Jandova back between the pipes for the Billikens this afternoon. For the Illinois State Redbirds, D'Alessandro and Papa Christiantu on the defense. Kowalczyk and Brandenburg on the wings. Rindak centers the line. Dylan Lloyd is in the net for Illinois State this afternoon in their home white uniforms, trimmed in red and black. Red numerals on the white jerseys. And the Billikens of St. Louis in their road royal blue jerseys, trimmed in white. A little bit of silver on those jerseys as well, with white numerals and the Billikens in script across the front of the jerseys. Both teams on the point game for their uniforms this weekend. Outstanding unis for both teams. We are just about set to get underway, and the Redbirds will operate from right to left as we see it along with you here in period number 1, and the Redbirds control the opening faceoff as A.J. Kowalczyk will dump it down behind the net of the Billikens. Nolan Meyer gets it forward for Gus Heithaus. His lead pass ahead for Travis Herrick, too far in front, but Herrick does get it into the zone. Papa Christiantu behind the net. Let it go to Rindak, rolls along the boards, finally picked up and sent back in for John Carney's shot. That one stopped by Lloyd. Rebound chopped around out front. Kowalczyk will get it center for Illinois State. Kowalczyk over the line, far side in the circle. Takes it around back behind the net, centering pass intercepted by Herrick. And he'll send it forward out of the zone. Papa Christiantu back to get it for Illinois State, ahead to Brandenburg. Lead pass ahead. Avery Bochenik gets to it. Bochenik had it poke checked away. Taken away by Peter Traynor. And he'll dump it out to center. Trevor Glass into the contest. He controls the puck for Illinois State. His pass goes through the legs of Colin Young. It was tipped, so no icing called. Jandova will play it behind the net to the near side. Puck chopped at. Here's a shot by Trevor Glass. That one blocked out in front by one of the Billiken defenders off the skates of Aiden Abernathy. Abernathy, a very versatile player. He'll play both on the defensive side of the puck, and he's been thrown in a couple of face-offs as well for head coach Connor Bradley. Matthew Strom will dump it in for the Redbirds as they'll go get a change. Approaching 2 minutes gone by here in the opening period. Neither team has a shot on goal yet, but here's a long stretch pass ahead for Carson Pruitt. Pruitt dumps it behind the Redbird net, and now a penalty coming up. And it looks like the puck hit the netting, they said. Or the net came off the moorings. Either one will stop play and cause a face-off in the Redbird zone. Joey Vituli will take the face-off for Illinois State, or excuse me, for St. Louis against Rocco Ferretti for Illinois State, and the quick shot taken. And Dylan Lloyd able to stop that, and I think he got it stuck in his leg pads. He's able to extricate the puck, and we continue on. Face-off again to the left of Lloyd. Pushed into the corner by the Billikens, who win the face-off. Picked up by Gonzalez for Illinois State. Connor LeBeau couldn't control the puck. It's hacked back behind the net by Vituli. Comes along the near side boards, picked up by Kevin Healy. Healy gets checked off the play. Ferretti goes in to get it, and he'll swipe it away from Aiden Phillips. Penalty coming up against the Billikens, so the Redbirds will pull Dylan Lloyd for the extra attacker and start a move forward. Here's Ferretti. Lead pass ahead for Blake Coomer. Coomer will not be able to get to the puck, but it's still played with Illinois State in possession, now touched up by Vituli. And the Redbirds will go on the power play for the first time this afternoon. Penalty is going to be on Healy for roughing. So Kevin Healy picks up the roughing penalty, and the Redbirds on the power play. St. Louis penalty number 22, Kevin Healy, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 2:30 first period. Billikens penalty, Healy, 2 minutes for roughing at 2:30. I have a funny feeling our public address announcer has a dinner date. He was pretty quick today. Not that he can control how much time goes in the game. In any case, Papa Christian Thu has it for the Redbirds. He sends it forward. Rindak along the far side, takes it behind the net, looks to center it, sends it back out to Blake Coomer. Coomer to the near side, Rindak down low for Kowalczyk, tries to center it in front, wraparound pass by Kowalczyk goes to Papa Christian Thu. He couldn't get the shot away. Back to the line it goes, held in by D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro at the point. Sends it across for Rindak at the circle. Fires one in. Saves Jandova. Rebound kicked out. D'Alessandro has it. Sends one in. That one gets through the legs and gets to Jandova, who makes the save and hangs on to get a face-off in her own zone. 16:46 to play in the first. And still no score. Redbirds still have a minute 16 on the power play. Strom will take the face-off against Abernathy, won by Illinois State. Glass tries to hold it in, does so along the boards, bangs it into the corner for Bochenik. Avery Bochenik tied up and pushed off the puck by Gus Heithaus, sent back out to the point. Colin Young hits it, spins it back into the corner near side. Abernathy, marked up by Matthew Strom, taken away by the Redbirds. Bochenik tries to spin away from pressure, gets away from Trainer. Down low for Strom. Strom moves away from the board. Centering pass across. Nobody home. Gonzalez tracks it down near circle for Illinois State. Gonzalez's pass broken up by Abernathy, and he chips it all the way into the Redbird end. Final 30 seconds of the Redbird power play as the Redbirds restart the offensive push. Ferretti to Bochenik. Strom fights for the puck along the boards. Gonzalez is going to pick up the rolling biscuit and send it into the Billikens' end. Michael Pugachev there for the Billikens. He'll send it around the boards, and it'll be cleared by Travis Herrick into the Redbird zone. One final chance if the Redbirds hustle up. Colin Young picks up the stretch pass from Strom as the penalty is over and both teams back at full strength. Strom knocked off the puck behind the net. Picked up by the Billikens. Joseph Callahan sends it out to center. The Redbirds dump it back in, and they'll get a change. Approaching the quarter pole here in the first period. No score between St. Louis and Illinois State. Joseph Callahan avoids a check, runs into Ferretti on the boards, and now a slashing call coming up. That's going to be on Illinois State. And the Redbirds will be down a man for the first time this afternoon. Rocco Ferretti, guilty of the slash. So the faceoff moved all the way down into the Redbird end. Illinois State penalty number 29, Rocco Ferretti, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 4:55 first period. Redbird penalty, Ferretti, 2 minutes for slashing at 4:55. Billikens got a shot on Dylan Lloyd. He was able to stop it, and puck was cleared by the Redbirds. St. Louis tries to start things up as Mikey Callahan moves through center. Pass went by John Carney, and the Redbirds able to hoist it down and clear it the length of the ice. 90 seconds left in the St. Louis power play. Long stretch pass ahead, picked up by Travis Herrick. Herrick lets it go to the corner, sends it around to the far side. Picked up by John Carney. Carney lets it go down low for Heithaus, spins away from a check. Behind the net, now a backhand and a double save by Dylan Lloyd. First one may have got the side of the net, but Lloyd got the pads on the second one. And the puck comes all the way out of the Redbird zone. Goes to center ice. Billikens will have to retreat for a moment. Now they come back in with Mikey Callahan. Drops it back over for Herrick. Sends it over to the corner far side. Picked up by Carney. Lets it go inside. Got it back, and Carney sets it up, and a tap-in goal. Travis Herrick on the doorstep as John Carney sucked the Redbird defense over to the far post. And sitting on the doorstep was Travis Herrick. He gets his 6th goal of the season, and the Billikens take a 1-0 lead. Nice pass from Carney, and right on the doorstep was Travis Herrick, and that was probably the easiest goal he'll score. His 6th of the season. Now we have another penalty coming up. Looks like Joe D'Alessandro picks up a penalty. So D'Alessandro picked up a penalty. So the Redbirds again will be down a player. So the Redbirds again down a player as St. Louis on the power play controls the puck in their own end. St. Louis goal, his 6th of the season, scored on the power play by number 7, Travis Herrick. Assisted by number 5, Aiden Phillips, and number 22, Kevin Healy. Time of the goal, 6:11 first period. Billikens' goal on the power play scored by Herrick, assisted by Phillips and Healy at 6:11. Illinois State penalty, number 23, Joe D'Alessandro, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 6:11 first period. Redbird penalty, D'Alessandro, 2 minutes for slashing at 6:11. So that gets us caught up to date on what happened. He got caught for slashing. That would explain that. Here's LeBeau. Short-handed, the Redbirds have it. Trent Fisk moves in, takes the backhand, goes to the forehand. Jandova holds her ground and covers up as Trent Fisk tried to muscle his way in and force one past the Billiken netminder. She did a nice job that time and was able to keep the Redbirds off the board short-handed. Face-off will stay in the St. Louis zone as we saw Fisk there trying to basically use a low-post basketball move to get as close as possible. He was thwarted by the Billiken netminder, who played very well last night despite a 3-2 loss. Kowalczyk will take the face-off for Illinois State, won by Heithaus for the Billikens. Billikens with 30 seconds remaining in the power play will try to get the offense going. Trainer behind his own net as the Redbird forecheck gets a little bit more intense. Actually, a lot more intense, to be honest. Over the line, here comes Carney. He sends one in for a shot by Heithaus. That went wide of the near post. Puck kicked over to the corner near side. Back out to Mikey Callahan. Over to Carney, sends it out, Heithaus. Sends it down low in the final 10 seconds. Here's a quick shot. That one just wide by Callahan. Kicked in front. Again, right on the doorstep was Herrick, and now a whistle stops play. And an interference call coming up as Dylan Lloyd looks to be a little worse for wear. And an interference call coming up against the Redbirds. So 3 straight penalties against Illinois State in rapid succession. And they have been playing shorthanded for quite a little bit here. This one an interference call against Hunter Neiman. So once again, the face-off will be in the Redbird zone. Illinois State penalty number 20, Hunter Neiman, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 8:16, first period. Redbird penalty, Neiman, 2 minutes for interference at 8:16. There's a shot taken by Callahan, blocked away by the Redbird defense. Billikens hold it in the zone. Herrick sends it across to Heithaus. Holds and looks, drops it down low, goes to Mikey Callahan. Back out to Heithaus for a shot. That one whistled past the post. Rebound comes all the way out to Trainer. Trainer sends it around the boards, comes out the far side, and Gonzalez able to clear it back into the Billikens' end to kill some more time. 1:20 left in the Billiken power play once again. St. Louis over the line. Here's Carney with a shot. That one tipped just wide as Lloyd got down, but couldn't see the puck through the screen. Back out to Carney on the far side. Back to the point for Trainer. His shot wide of the target. Heithaus with a bouncing puck, controlled by Illinois State, and D'Alessandro clears it down all the way. Jandova plays it out for the Billikens, and the Redbirds again applying pressure on the forecheck. Here's a knockaway by Ferretti. Redbirds unable to control as Brock Brandenburg also joins on the forecheck, and the Redbirds disrupting the St. Louis offensive attack just enough. They clear it back into the Billikens' end. Approaching the halfway point of period number 1. St. Louis with a 1-0 lead over Illinois State. Long stretch pass ahead. It goes past everybody, and it will be icing. No tip was called, so the icing call against the Billikens at the exact halfway point of period number 1. We'll have the next face-off in the St. Louis zone. Still 17 seconds left in the Billikens power play. Redbirds choose to take it in the near side circle, which will be to the right of Denise and Jandova. Ferretti pushes the face off to D'Alessandro. It escapes him. Kevin Healy tries to track it down. Papa Christian sends it back into the Billikens' end, which would effectively kill off the remainder of the St. Louis power play. As the penalty to Hunter Neiman is now over, and both teams are back at full strength. Papa Christian Sends it ahead for Brandenburg, who hoists it high over the boards. Couldn't get it out of the zone, though. Stays in the Redbird end. D'Alessandro gets to it. Stretch pass ahead for Bochenek, just a little too far, but it was tipped, so no icing. Bochenek back behind the net to get it against Abernathy, and now a whistle stopping play and a slashing call coming up. This one's going to be on St. Louis. So with 9:23 to play in the period, the Redbirds will go on the man advantage after the slash. It's going to be called on Aiden Phillips. St. Louis penalty number 5, Aiden Phillips, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 10:37 first period. Billikens penalty, Phillips 2 minutes for slashing at 10:37. As Blake Coomer takes a shot, it's stopped by Jandova. She hangs on to keep the face-off in the Billikens zone. 9 minutes, 11 seconds to play here in the first. Redbirds trying to counter after St. Louis scored the opening goal to make it 1-0. Gonzalez lost it at the blue line, and it's chipped out of the zone by the Billikens. Trevor Glass goes back behind the net to start the power play rush for Illinois State. Michael Rindak in over the line, fights through 2 checks, gets it in front to Coomer, who couldn't quite get the centering pass. He was open in the slot. Puck comes all the way back out to center. Trevor Glass will reset for Illinois State. Glass moves forward, gets into the Billikens zone. Stops at the top of the circle, far side, back out to Gonzalez at the point. Redbirds look to set things up now. Here's Coomer, sending one across for Mindak. A missed connection, but he's able to track it back down. Gets it out to Glass. Glass at the point, steps into the slot. Goes to Gonzalez, who fires one just over the top. Jandova may have got a piece of that one. Now the puck has seemingly gone into the Phantom zone. So in that case, a fresh, frozen, vulcanized rubber disc will be retrieved from our official scorekeeper, Mr. Dan Galat, and we'll continue play while they look for that missing puck. I believe it's going to be on the milk carton sometime later today. Face-off will be to the right of Jandova. Matthew Strom will step in to take the face-off against Heithaus. Heithaus wins the face-off for St. Louis as Trainer bangs it off the boards and sends it all the way back down into the Redbird end. 45 seconds remaining in the man advantage for Illinois State. 8:05 to play here in the first. 1-0 St. Louis. Hunter Neiman skates around 1 check but gets held up at the blue line, and the Redbirds have to tag out of the zone as the Billikens get control of the puck and clear it down all the way. D'Alessandro able to cut it off and start back in quickly. D'Alessandro had it poke checked away by Carney. Now loose in the corner, finally picked up by Carson Pruitt. Pruitt gets tied up along the boards by Colin Young. Puck comes back out. The Billikens control it as John Carney gets away from center ice and is able to dump it in. That will kill off the Redbird power play, and both teams are back at full strength. D'Alessandro sends it ahead for Bochenek. Bochenek tries to fight through the Pruitt check. Strom gets to it for Illinois State behind the net. Comes around the far side, picked up by Travis Herrick for the Billikens. They'll hoist it all the way down, and it will be an icing call against St. Louis. Just past the 13-minute mark here in the first. Shots on goal even at 5. The Redbirds trail 1-0 on the scoreboard. So the face-off in the St. Louis zone won by Illinois State. Glass. Down low. Gets it back out at the point. Sends it across for Gonzalez on the circle. His shot blocked away. Rebound loose in the slot. Firing one in. Save Jandova. Again, Rocco Ferretti sends one wide of the target. Picked up by Tim Coggin. Coggin spins it back behind the net for Connor LeBeau. Centering pass. Paddled aside by Jandova. And the Billikens control and get it out to center. LeBeau chips it ahead. The Redbirds finally track it down in their own end. Here's LeBeau. Couldn't quite handle the pass. It's stolen away by Callahan. As Mikey Callahan sends it into the Redbird end, Trevor Glass restarts the offense. Redbirds over the line. Ferretti pushes it from the far corner to the near side. Sent back out to the point. Glass tries to hold it in. Popped up in the air. Kept in play. LeBeau, as the officials say, clean play. We continue on. Here's Glass moving into the circle. Firing one. That one may have hit a stick out front. Back behind the net. Billikens look to get to it. As Mikey Callahan sends it over to the far side. Redbirds control. Gonzalez moves in to pinch. It's sent back around to the point. Glass at the line. Sent it off the boards, and the Billikens able to clear it out to center. Moving in on the play is Joey Vituli. Vituli unable to control the puck as the Redbirds do gather possession. And now the forecheck for St. Louis. And that's a turnover. As the puck sent in on Dylan Lloyd by Peter Rubis. That one steered aside by the Redbird netminder. And Brock Brandenburg picks it up for Illinois State. Brandenburg gets checked off the puck as he tries to go through three Billiken defenders. And St. Louis trades possession at center. Now the Redbirds give it up at the line, but coming in offside was Aiden Abernathy. Face-off will be moved out to center ice. We are 3/4 of the way through the opening period with St. Louis in possession of a 1-0 lead over Illinois State thanks to the 6th goal of the season by Travis Herrick. Redbirds win the face-off. Hunter Neiman works out of his own zone. Neiman sends it forward. Couldn't quite connect with Kowalczyk. Now icing waved off as the puck comes in on Jandova. She'll cover it up and take the face-off in her own zone as Kowalczyk was coming in on the forecheck. So the face-off will be to the left of Jandova. Rindak leaks to step in. And now we're ready to go as the face-off won by the Billikens. Travis Kane sends it into the Redbird zone. Joseph Callahan digs in the near side corner for it. Pushes it behind the net. Papa Christensen picks it up for Illinois State. Stolen back by the Billikens. It's picked up by Abernathy. It's Abernathy's centering pass broken up by Rindak and cleared all the way to center ice. Billikens will dump it in to get a change. Even though the play was offside, it was delayed. So play continues on as Illinois State possesses the puck. Now with 4 minutes to play in the first. Redbirds dump it all the way in. They'll go get a change as well. Jandova comes out to play the puck. Heithaus tips it into the Redbird zone. Goes back behind the cage behind Dylan Lloyd. Redbirds try to spin it out. Herrick picks up the puck on the near side. Back out to the point for a shot by Rubis. That one stopped in front. Matthew Strom picks it up for Illinois State. Quick pass ahead for Colin Young. Young muscles through. Penalty coming up against the Billikens. And the Redbirds will go on the power play. A hooking call coming up on Peter Rubis. Or check it on Nolan Meyer. So Meyer will pick up the hook. So the Redbirds will go back on the power play. 0 for 2 so far this afternoon with the man advantage. Billikens 1 for 3 on the power play, and the faceoff will be moved over to the far side circle to the left of Jandova. St. Louis penalty number 26. Nolan Meyer, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 16:25 first period. Billikens penalty, Meyer, 2 minutes for hooking at 16:25. As the Billikens are able to clear the puck the length of the ice. After Papa Christian picked up a pass that was right on the doorstep, but he was unable to make connection with the puck. He would have had a golden opportunity had he made contact. Instead, Billikens able to control once again after the Redbirds come into the zone with Rindak, and they clear it down all the way once again. 3 minutes left in period number 1. Illinois State trails 1-0 to St. Louis. Minute 20 left in the man advantage. Papa Christianfu lost the handle of the puck, and D'Alessandro tried to keep it in the zone. However, it tipped off his hand and goes about 5 rows into the seats behind our official scorekeeper. So they'll retrieve the puck and will resume play. Strom will take the faceoff against Heighthouse. Won by the Billikens as Heighthouse works through center, but it's taken back by Gonzalez for Illinois State. He moves into the zone. Drops it back for Bochenek. Strom tries to hold it in, couldn't do it, as the Billikens are able to clear it out to center. Trevor Glass skates away from the pressure. Under a minute to play in the power play for Illinois State. Bochenek leaves it for Gonzalez. Jandova will come out of her crease and stop the puck and cover it. And that will bring the next faceoff in the St. Louis zone with 2:24 to play in the opening period. So Matthew Strom will step in and take the faceoff. Heighthouse will take it for St. Louis. Here's Gonzalez. Knocked off the puck by the forecheck by Peter Traynor. League pass ahead. Looking for Kevin Healy, got it to him, tried to center it, almost had a man open. He was looking for Vituli. And the Redbirds look to counterattack. Here comes Brandenburg, drops it off Bochenek, fires that one wide of the far post, right in front. And Strom hit the side of the net with it. Now a penalty coming up as Gonzalez is down back in the Redbird zone. And we're going to have an interference call coming up against St. Louis as Gonzalez is still down the ice. The Redbirds will get a short 5-on-3 power play. Now the concern is for Gonzalez, who remains on the ice. Now the officials come over and discuss if any more penalties are to be adjudicated on this. Gonzalez back on his skates, and he'll slowly make his way over to the bench as the trainer gets some assistance as well. She, however, not wearing skates, so does need a little extra help. I would need one of the little skate helpers they offer over at the Bloomington Ice Center. So the officials continue the discussion. Right now, it stands as an interference call against Kevin Healy. But will more be added? That is the question. Redbirds trail 1-0. They still have 27 seconds left in the original power play. I wonder if they're going to add anything more on. We are going to find out here in a moment. If they bring another player over, then it would be a 2-5 situation. Coach Fazio getting the explanation from our referee, one of our referees today, Mr. Brandon Target. The other one, Chris Harjay. Our linesman today is Jason Hedican. That name sounds familiar. I do believe there is a relation to Garrett Hedican, who does fill in once in a while for our producer, Mr. Frank Blaine. So just waiting to get the word. So he's going to pick up not just a 2-minute interference call, he's picking up a 5-minute major interference. So that is the ultimate power play in this situation. St. Louis penalty number 22, Kevin Healy, a 5-minute major for interference. Time of the penalty, 17:59, first period. Billikens penalty, Healy, 5 minutes for interference at 17:59. So a 5-minute major means the Redbirds will have a man advantage for the entire time and can score unlimited number of goals. He will not come out of the penalty box. Now the penalty for Meyer is over, so the Redbirds still with a 5-on-4 for the next 4:28. So this will carry over into the second period. Dropped down low with 1:18 to play in the period. Down low to get it is Kowalczyk. Sends it across for Glass. Set up right in front is Rindak. Couldn't get it to him in the final 1:10. Rindak centers it across. Coomer fires. That one blocked away by the defense at the last moment. 1 minute to play in the period. 1 minute remaining. Kowalczyk along the near side boards. Drops it down low in the corner for Coomer. Coomer sends it across. Glass. Glass looks, fires, saved by Jandova. Rebound back to Trevor Glass with 45. Out to D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro sets it up for Coomer on the near side. Looking down low, Kowalczyk tries to backhand it away, and the Billikens able to control it for a moment and try to sweep it up the boards. Now Abernathy gets it, rings it around the boards, and it will leave the zone. D'Alessandro gets it with 25 seconds remaining in the period. Coomer sends it back. Redbirds get to it as Papa Christentu sends it around to Glass. Final 13 seconds of the period. Glass sends it forward for Bochenek. Bochenek moves in past the circle, sends it in front. A shot by Young, stopped by Jandova. In the final 2 seconds of the period, Jandova with a point-blank chance on the stick of Colin Young, able to make the save and keep the Billikens in front by a single goal. So the face-off will be in the Billikens zone to the right of Jandova. As we take a look at that once again, Colin Young right on the doorstep, and Jandova stood her ground and made the save as the face-off won by Illinois State. They didn't get enough time for a shot, and that ends the first period. Your score after 1 period of play, the St. Louis Billikens 1, your Illinois State Redbirds 0. Shots on goal in the first period. St. Louis 6, Illinois State 8. Redbirds will carry 2 minutes and 59 seconds of major power play time into the second period. So again, that is major power play time because they are able to score as many goals as they can. Again, Healy will not come out of the box if the Redbirds score a goal on the power play. Let's take a look at the lone highlight of the period. That came with 13:49 to play in period number 1 with the Billikens on the power play. Sitting up right in front was Travis Herrick. Herrick picked up the pass and had an open 4x6 to put the puck in, and the St. Louis Billikens took a 1-0 lead on a power play goal, the assist going to Aiden Phillips and to Kevin Healy. And that is the only scoring in period 1. And again, the Billikens outshot by the Redbirds in the period by an 8-6 count. And the Redbirds again will still have 2 minutes and 59 seconds of power play time as we get set for period number 2. So again, our score after 1 here at Grossinger Motors Arena. It's St. Louis 1, Illinois State 0 on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel.
McCart's looking fake shot back door there, huh?
Man, we got to gap up on McDavid.
Yeah, we got to push him to the outside.
He's back out there. 97's back out there.
Let's go. Kale Taser, get after him, set again.
Hydrating the next generation of athletes. BioSteel. Clean, healthy hydration.
Welcome back to Grossinger Motors Arena. L.A. Decker back with you, getting set for period number 2 between the St. Louis Billikens and the Illinois State Redbirds. Billikens lead it by a score of 1-0 over Illinois State as we get set to resume play into period number 2. A penalty was added on to the St. Louis Billikens. It was not a power play situation for Illinois State. However, we will not have Mr. Kevin Healy playing for St. Louis the remainder of the contest as he picked up a 10-minute misconduct and a game misconduct at the 20-minute mark of the first period. So he is disqualified from further action in this afternoon's contest. The power play, though, will still be in effect for Illinois State as they will have 2 minutes and 59 seconds to score as many goals as they can. That's stemming from a 5-minute major for interference that he picked up back at the 2:01 mark of the first period. The Billikens got on the board with a power play goal at the 13:49 mark off the stick of Travis Herrick, his 6th goal of the season, and that the only scoring in the contest thus far this afternoon. A reminder here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel is next weekend we will have triple header hockey for you. Say that 10 times fast. All right, okay, you don't have to really do it. It's a rhetorical question. Anyway, Illinois State will be in action. The Division I team will be taking on McKendree for a pair, 7 o'clock on both Friday and Saturday night, December 8th and 9th. And then on December 9th, we will see the Division III team as they celebrate senior night, as they will take on the Dordt University Defenders. And they will be playing their Friday game, by the way, at the Bloomington Ice Center. That's a 9:45 face-off. That's going to be a late start for that contest. And they'll turn around and play at 1 p.m. on Saturday to celebrate the senior night for the Division III Redbirds. As both teams make their way back onto the ice, and we are just about set to get things back underway. The teams have switched sides, and Illinois State will be operating from left to right as we see it along with you here in period number 2. Some final instructions being passed along by head coach Connor Bradley and his staff to the St. Louis Billikens. They will again be down one player for the next 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Regardless of how many goals Illinois State scores, they are still going to be down one player. Rindak will take the face-off to start the period against Heighthouse, and Heighthouse wins it for St. Louis, but it's controlled by the Redbirds. Good to see Justin Gonzalez back on the ice after he took that spill in the closing moments of the period earlier today. Here's Coomer over the line for Rindak on the fresh sheet of ice. Puck sent into the corner, picked up by Callahan. Mikey Callahan gets pinned up along the boards. Gonzalez digs it out. Over to a shot for Rindak. Rebound comes away to Kowalczyk, and the net comes off its posts. And the faceoff will stay in the St. Louis zone. Redbirds will still have 2:28 of power play time, 19:29 to play here in period number 2. Kowalczyk thought the faceoff was going to be on the near circle. Instead, it's over on the far circle to the right of Denisa Jandova. Back out to Trevor Glass as the Redbirds win the faceoff. Glass spins away from the pressure. Gets it over to Gonzalez at the point. Gonzalez sets it up for Coomer's shot. Save Jandova! And she took that one, looked like right off the side of the mask. She was down for just a moment, but bounces right back up with the puck in her catching glove. She's going to need a second to recover from that one, as Coomer got everything into that shot. And that one was high and right at the shoulder, and Jandova able to make the save. Talking to the linesmen and the officials right now, and she's going to stay in the contest. No one else is dressed to play goalie for St. Louis, so there might be a slight delay as someone would have to put on the goalie gear. Not even sure who would be the backup goaltender for the Billikens today. They do not have one listed. Redbirds win the draws. Gonzalez sends it down into the near corner for Michael Rindak. Rindak spins away, got it to Coomer. Coomer works along the far boards, now to the top of the circle. Still on the far side. Got it to Kowalczyk, back to Coomer. Coomer fires one in, save again by Jandova. This time trying to go low did Coomer. And again, Jandova with another good save. Keeps the Redbirds off the board. She's got a clean sheet through 11 shots. Herrick will take the face-off. Redbirds win it. And it's won by Strom. Colin Young picks up the puck on the far side. Young drops it off for Papa Christiantheu. Sends it into the corner for Bukachenik, who tries to force his way into the short side. And again, Jandova holds the post, keeps the paddle low, and stops the Redbirds again on the power play. As watch Bukachenik coming out of the corner here. He's just going to drive to the net and try to force one in with the backhand. Jandova again making the save as play resumes. D'Alessandro has it to Strom on the near side. Back to the point, and D'Alessandro risks one in, tipped in front. Jandova able to look through traffic and stop the puck and pick it up as Colin Young was on the doorstep and looking to put the puck in the open 6x4. Jandova denied the opportunity. Denisa Jandova putting together a nice highlight reel right here as through traffic she's able to see that puck, and Colin Young was right on the doorstep. Here's Bukachenik winning the faceoff for Illinois State to Papa Christiantheu. Sends it back down. Redbirds keeping in with Bukachenik as the clearing attempt by Trainer was deflected down. Bukachenik spins in the front. They score! Colin Young picks up the pass from Avery Bukachenik, and the Redbirds on the power play tie it at 1. Avery Bukachenik once again took it down, and Colin Young getting the power play goal for Illinois State, his second goal of the weekend. And for Colin Young, that is his third of the season. So the Redbirds tie it at 1, still on the power play for the next 1:05. As Young picks up the puck at center and moves into the Billiken zone. Chips it ahead for Papa Christiantheu behind the net. Sent back over to the near corner. Strom back out to D'Alessandro for a shot. That one deflected wide of the post. Colin Young holds it into the line. Sends it down into the corner. Gets past Strom. Bukachenik gets to it. Penalty coming up against the Billikens. Here's a centering pass blocked. Bukachenik gets it back to Colin Young, who fires one and whistles it over the crossbar. Blake Coomer sends it back over to Papa Christiantheu. Now to Coomer. Back over to D'Alessandro. Hops over his stick. He'll play it down low to Bukachenik. Young in front. Had his shot blocked. Papa Christiantheu gets to it. To Coomer. Back over to Bukachenik. Bukachenik sets it up right in front. Jandova with a kick save, and now the puck covered up. With 7 seconds left on the major penalty, the Redbirds are going to go back on the power play, and they'll get another 2 minutes of regular time. So what is this call going to be? They're figuring out who the penalty is actually on. Someone yet to come over to serve the penalty, and now it looks like they have the party that will be serving. It's going to be on Faizan Shahab. Oh, he picked the, okay, that's what the penalty was. So Shahab will be serving the penalty. The penalty is going to be called on Vituli. 5 minutes for head contact and a game misconduct. Wow. So the first major penalty is over. Both teams continue on. It's a 5-on-4 now for Illinois State. Illinois State goal, his third of the season, scored on the power play by number 2, Colin Young. Assisted by number 7, Avery Bukachenik, and number 78, Matt Papa Christiantheu. Time of the goal, 1:44, second period. Redbird goal on the power play scored by Young, assisted by Bochenik and Papachristianthou at 1:44. St. Louis penalties, number 13, Joey Vituli, a 5-minute major for head contact and a game misconduct. Time of the penalties, 2:52, second period. Billikens penalties, Vituli, a 5-minute major for head contact and a game misconduct at 2:52. That would be why we saw the contact with the back of the head by the officials, so that was a good indicator of what that might have been. It might have been a 2 or a 5. In this case, it was a 5. And the Redbirds back on a major power play once again. Glass gets it into the zone for D'Alessandro, sends it back for Strom, and the Redbirds will set things up. Bochenik down low for Glass, back to Strom, to D'Alessandro in the slot. Now Strom on the near side of the circle, sends it back over to Glass, fires one, save Jandova. Rebound kicked over to the corner. Down low, Bochenik gets it to Strom. Strom spins away from pressure, comes back to the corner, sends it up in front for Bochenik, works through the slot, kicked around, loose puck. D'Alessandro has it, fires, that one blocked in front. Strom works along the boards in the corner near side. Picked up by Trevor Glass. Glass with a backhand pass in front. Jandova with a save! Oh my goodness! The kick save was a beauty! And they cover the puck to stop play with 15:03 to play in the period. Jandova had to stretch every bit of her height out and got the toe on it to make the save. Take a look at this gorgeous save on the replay. The puck, she was moving toward the post on the far side, had to kick back to the near side. What a save by Jandova. So the face-off will be to the left of Denisa Jandova. Strom will take the face-off against Abernathy, won by Strom for Illinois State. Here's Neiman with a shot. That one stopped again by Jandova. She'll control the rebound, and with 2:50 remaining in the Redbird major power play, Redbirds will have another face-off in the Billiken zone. Face-off this time will be to Jandova's right. As the face-off, won by the Redbirds, finally picked up by Hunter Neiman at the point. Neiman to D'Alessandro, sends it across to Bochenik. Tracks it down in the corners, checked off the puck by Pugachev. Bochenik fights through the check, gets it down low, sends it back out to the point for D'Alessandro, to the far side for Neiman. Neiman fakes a pass, spins it back out to D'Alessandro. It hops over his stick, but held in the zone. D'Alessandro sends it across for a quick shot. That one stopped by in front. They score! Avery Bochenik on the doorstep, able to get it past Denisa Jandova, and the Redbirds take a 2-1 lead. If Bochenik is credited with the goal, which I believe he will be, that will be a new team leader with 8 on the season. Billikens win the face-off and send it all the way back down in the Redbird end to try to kill off some more time on the major penalty. Here's a steal by Aiden Phillips. Tries to take it in on Dylan Lloyd. He's surrounded by the Redbird defense, and they take it away. Hunter Neiman skating through center ice. Gets into the Billiken zone. Lost the handle of the puck, and it's hammered down to center, where Gonzalez plays it for Illinois State. Redbirds hadn't quite cleared out yet, so they don't play the puck. Kowalczyk will send it in with Colin Young. Back out to the point, Gonzalez. Holds and looks, fakes the shot, sends it back over to Michael Rindak. Back to the point in Gonzalez, to Rindak on the near side. Steps in, good pass across, but nice breakup that time by Mikey Callahan, and the Billikens come away with the puck. Illinois State goal, his 8th of the season, scored on the power play by number 7, Avery Bochenek. Assisted by number 2, Colin Young, and number 23, Joe D'Alessandro. Time of the goal, 5:36, second period. Redbird goal on the power play, scored by Bochenek, assisted by Young and D'Alessandro at 5:36. Now the Billikens come away with the puck as they steal it from the Redbirds in the zone. A centering pass across. Dylan Lloyd goes post to make the save as the pass was made by John Carney. Heithaus on the doorstep. Couldn't get it past Lloyd. Now Heithaus behind the net. Tied up by Glass. Heithaus gets it back and now just occupying some more time. Final 20 seconds of the power play for Illinois State. Coming away with it is Michael Rindak. Rindak moves through center, got it to Coomer. Almost got around the check of Carson Pruitt, but the Redbirds come away with it as Gonzalez tries to toe drag it back to the forehand. He couldn't get it to it. Rindak shot blocked, and that'll do it for the penalty as both teams are back at full strength. Here's a save by Jandova with a blocker. The rebound picked up by Illinois State. Rindak lost it into the corner for Gonzalez. Gonzalez steps away. Now in front, D'Alessandro chips one over the top of the crossbar, and it's picked up by Trainer. Sends it to the line, but not out. Glass sends it back in. Now Trainer will chip it back to center. They try to take some pressure off. Here's a lead pass ahead as Shahab takes a shot, and that one stopped by Dylan Lloyd as Shahab got ahead of everybody. Faison Shahab came out of the penalty box. He was serving the penalty for Vituli. When he came out of the penalty box, he was ahead of everybody and got the long pass. And the stretch pass was right on his tape, and he was able to take it in on Dylan Lloyd. The Redbirds now with a 2-1 lead over St. Louis. And they've outshot the Billikens in the period thus far, 13-1. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the Billikens had killed off 2 major penalties. So considering the fact that the Illinois State Redbirds had 10 minutes of power play time uninterrupted, they're only up 2-1 is something to be said for the play of Denisa Jandova. Here's a shot taken by Pugachev, that one off the shoulder of Dylan Lloyd. Centering pass back out front, tipped away and stolen Tim Coggett. Here's Jandova coming out of her crease to play it off to the side away from Coggett. Nicely done that time by the Billiken netminder. Papa Christianfield sends it back in, but it's tipped and now goes into the area right off to the side of the Redbird penalty box, but not in the penalty box. So a new puck will be retrieved to restart play with 10:55 to play here in period number 2. Billikens got on the board first as Travis Herrick netted his 6th of the season. That a power play goal. By the way, every goal so far this afternoon has been a power play goal. As the Redbirds push the faceoff back into the Billiken zone, Jandova holds it up and resets. Mikey Callahan sends it into the center ice area where it's picked up by D'Alessandro. Ahead to Colin Young. Young drops it back off for Bochenek, who fires one. That one blocked in front. Rebound finally picked up by the Billikens. Moving forward is Nolan Meyer. Meyer checked off the puck as he dumps it into the Redbird end. Papa Christianfield goes over to the far boards to pick it up. Bochenek chips it, and it gets out to center ice. St. Louis will chip it back into the Redbird end. And Illinois State will play it forward. Now a quick shot taken. Gloved down by Papa Christianfield off the stick of Carson Pruitt. As we reach the 10-minute mark in period number 2, we are halfway home in this afternoon's contest. Illinois State with a 2-1 lead over St. Louis. Dylan Lloyd paddles it off the side of the net to make sure it doesn't get any closer. Billikens hold it in though. In the corner, Papa Christianfield gets knocked down. Now a penalty coming up, and that's going to be on Illinois State. Going to be a penalty on the Redbirds, and that'll give the Billikens an opportunity back on the power play once again. Going to be a tripping call on Avery Bochenek. So Bochenek will sit for 2 minutes, and the Redbirds will have to defend down a player. Illinois State penalty number 7, Avery Bochenek, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 10:20 second period. Redbird penalty, Bochenek, 2 minutes for tripping at 10:20. Billigans have it now in the Redbird end. On the far side, John Carney. Tips it back into the corner. Herrick back out to the point. Sends it up for Mikey Callahan, who sends one in. Kicked aside by Dylan Lloyd. Carney back down low for Herrick. Over to Heithaus. Heithaus centers it out front. Tipped away by the Redbirds, but controlled. Here's Heithaus once again. Sending it in behind the net. Chasing it down is Carney, but he will not get it before it leaves the zone. So the Billikens once again will spin back and try to reset. Trainer gets pushed around by the Redbird forecheck. Billikens finally get control of the puck. Here's Carney moving in over the line. Drop pass for Herrick, who'll fire one in. That one may hit a leg out front. Kicks over to the corner near side. Herrick will pick it up. Herrick works back to the point, now crosses over to the far side. His pass knocked away. Heithaus couldn't quite get a hold of it, and it goes out to center. Final 40 seconds of the power play for St. Louis. Gus Heithaus will move in and fire one. Catching glove blocked by Dylan Lloyd. Rebound stays in play. Loose puck in the slot, knocked away by Rubis. Redbirds get to it, send it around the boards, and it will leave the offensive zone for St. Louis. 8 minutes to play in the second. Final 20 of the power play. Rubis drops it off. Stolen back by Connor LeBeau. LeBeau will take it into the corner. Now we'll go around the back of the net. He'll look to center it back out front for Hunter Neiman. Neiman kicks it but couldn't control it. Now Abernathy over the line. Abernathy looks to center and almost had an open player in front with Carson Pruitt. Couldn't get to it. The penalty is over and both teams back at full strength. 7.5 minutes now to play in period number 2. Gonzalez along the boards, taken back by Abernathy for St. Louis. He'll track it down in the corner, now goes behind the net with it. Gonzalez digs it out for Connor LeBeau, sends it ahead for Bochenek, who taps it ahead for Tim Coggin, who overskates the puck. Coggin would have had an opportunity to skate ahead, yet he was just a hair off in controlling the puck. Billikens back to get it. Peter Rubis sends it forward, but the Redbirds track it down. Matt Papachristiantu has it. They'll dump it into the Billikens zone, picked up by Carson Pruitt. Pruitt ahead to Pugachev. Over to Aiden Phillips, who lost it. Picked up by Coomer. Blake Coomer will move in. Moving in with a backhand save. Rebound. Kowalczyk couldn't get it past. Now it's lead up for the score! Kowalczyk hit the side of the net. The centering pass, though, came back out front. The Redbirds are able to get it past the Billiken netminder, and it's 3-1 Illinois State. Watching Kowalczyk out front, and I'm not sure who was on the doorstep for that one. I'm not sure if we have a. Here we go from the top of the ceiling. It was Michael Rindak who was on the doorstep. Rindak was able to put it in for Illinois State. For Michael Rindak, that would be his 6th of the year if he gets credit for it. And the Redbirds now extend the lead to 3-1. Nolan Meyer chips it into the Redbird zone, but he wasn't at center ice, so an icing call made against St. Louis. And with 6:24 to play in the middle period, face-off will come all the way back into the Billikens' end and will be, let's see which side they're going to pick. They're going to pick the near side, so it'll be to the left of Denisa Jandova. Rindak sends it across. And it's picked up by the Redbirds in neutral ice. Here's Thomas Poulter with it. He'll send it across for a shot. That one stopped and went high. Billikens get it in center ice. unable to spin it back. Now the puck covered up by Dylan Lloyd. The net comes off the moorings. And now a penalty on Illinois State coming up. Now a penalty is on Papa Christendu. Illinois State goal, his 6th of the season, scored by number 27, Michael Rindak. Assisted by number 13, A.J. Kowalczyk, and number 81, Blake Coomer. Time of the goal, 13:25, second period. Redbird goal scored by Rindak, assisted by Kowalczyk and Coomer at 13:25. Illinois State penalty number 78, Matt Papachristian, through 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 14:21, second period. Redbird penalty, Papachristian, through 2 minutes for roughing at 14:21. I'm going to guess it was roughing. That's what the public address announcer says. That's what we're going to go with. As Heighthouse works on the power play with 65 seconds left. Here's a steal by the Redbirds as Ferretti, able to send it down and clear at the length of the ice. Jandova sets things up with Peter Traynor. Traynor had it knocked away and stolen. It was Connor LeBeau tried to cut into the slot, couldn't get to it. He had Trent Fisk with him. Now over the line comes Kearney. Kearney sends it off to Skata Gonzalez, now off the side of the net, loose in front. Then a shot taken, it went wide as Mikey Callahan crashed in. Now the net has again come off the moorings. So with 4:13 to play in the second and 34 seconds remaining in the Billiken power play, a reset coming up and a face-off in the Redbird zone. Redbirds now with a 16-4 shot advantage here in the second period. Now the Redbirds have the players they want on the ice. And we are set to get things back underway with a face-off to the left of Dylan Lloyd. Abernathy against LeBeau as LeBeau wins the face-off. D'Alessandro can't clear it out. Held in by the Billikens. Along the boards is Aiden Phillips. Here's a quick shot taken by Rubis. That one sticked aside by Lloyd. Picked up in the corner. Taken out by Pruitt. Back out to Meyer. Meyer back to the near side. Pruitt sends it in front. On the stick of Aiden Phillips. Knocked away. Picked up by Abernathy. Back to the point. Here's a shot taken. They score! Oh, they said no goal. That went in, I thought. That one looked like it was in and came back out. It says off the post. Now Trent Fisk on the counterattack. Fisk moves in to the back and he scores! Trent Fisk end to end! 4-1 Illinois State. What a sequence as Trent Fisk able to pick it up at center. Takes it in against the defender one-on-one. Takes it to the backhand, gets it to the forehand, and raises it up to the top shelf. And Illinois State extends their lead. It will be an even strength goal for the Redbirds. Now a stoppage of play, and a face-off will stay in the Billiken zone with 3:08 to play. Redbirds get the face-off as Hunter Neiman looks to send it across, picked off by the Billikens. Ochenik trying to play it, and now in the control of Kevin. Now in the control of Faison Shahab. Penalty coming up against the Billikens. Trent Fisk just tied for the team lead. He scored his 8th. Now the arm down, so no penalty coming up, as the penalty is going to be waved off, it sounds like. A bit of delay offside as Colin Young with the steal. Young, one-on-one with the goalie. He scores! Colin Young with the steal and the score takes it the length of the ice. And the Redbirds have broken out open. They now lead 5-1. Illinois State goal, his 8th of the season, scored by number 22, Trent Fisk. Unassisted. Time of the goal, 14:29, second period. Redbird goal scored by Fisk, unassisted at 14:29. Illinois State goal, his 4th of the season, scored by number 2, Colin Young. Unassisted. Time of the goal, 17:36, second period. Redbird goal scored by Young, unassisted at 17:36. Now a penalty coming up. It's going to be, or is it a penalty? Yes, it is a penalty. Going to be on Connor LeBeau, it looks like, or is it Trevor Glass? Looks like Trevor Glass, as he's discussing with referee Chris Harjay, and not going to win that discussion. That's a roughing call. Illinois State penalty number 24, Trevor Glass, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 18:12, second period. Redbird penalty, Glass, 2 minutes for roughing at 18:12. So the Billikens on the power play once again. Now Brandenburg gets knocked down. No penalty called. Is Callahan able to keep him away from the puck? Now Papa Christian too moves in, fires one. That one blocked in front, rebound, loose, and behind the net. Brandenburg will dump it back behind the goal line as we play with 1:15 to play in the second. If the period expires, there'll still be some power play time for St. Louis going into the third. Heithaus drops it off, stolen back as Carney couldn't get to it. Here's Brandenburg moving into the zone. Brandenburg checked off the puck. Good poke check that time. Less than a minute to play in the period, less than a minute remaining. Now a penalty coming up. It's going to be on St. Louis for a slash. So that will negate the remainder of the St. Louis power play. And it looks like a penalty on Brandenburg as well. So Brock Brandenburg also picking up a penalty. So the question is it going to be 4-on-3 or 5-on-4? I think it's going to be 5-on-4. So play continues as the faceoff won by Illinois State, and they'll just drive it back into their own end for a little bit. With control, they'll kill time. Here's Neiman. He'll hoist it down and clear it the length of the ice right on Jandova from about 130 feet away. Jandova able to keep it out of the net. 35 seconds remaining in the period as Hunter Neiman spins back again, picks up the puck in his own end, and hoists it out into the Billiken zone. Meyer sets things up for St. Louis with 20 seconds remaining in the period. Nolan Meyer checked off the puck by Ferretti, ahead for Herrick. Drops it off for Phillips. Phillips in the final 10 seconds, cuts to the slot. Looks across for a shot, that one taken by Rubis, save made by Lloyd. And with 3.6 seconds remaining in the period, faceoff will be in the Redbird end. So Phillips will come in to take the faceoff in the final 3.6 of the period. Heithaus will get to it and fire. That one blocked in front, and that'll do it for period number 2. Your score at the end of 2 periods of play, your Illinois State Redbirds 5, the St. Louis Billikens 1. Shots on goal in the second period. St. Louis 8, Illinois State 16. Correction, 18. 2 period totals, Billikens 14, Redbirds 26. The Billikens will have 12 seconds of power play time carry over into the third period. Coincidental minor penalties on St. Louis, number 14, John Carney, 2 minutes for slashing. And on Illinois State, number 42, Brock Brandenburg, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 19:03, second period. Coincidental minors against the Billikens, Carney, 2 minutes for slashing, and the Redbirds, Brandenburg, 2 minutes for roughing, both at 19:03. So that catches us up on the penalty, as Brandenburg's penalty was a retaliatory penalty against the slash for Carney. So Illinois State found a way to get on the board. They start things off just 1 minute and 44 seconds into the second period on the power play, still playing on the major. In front was Colin Young, picked up the pass from Avery Bochenik. The second assist goes to Mampapa Christiantu, and the Redbirds tied the score at 1. Then at the 5 minute 36 second mark of the second period, Redbirds on another major power play get it in front. This time Avery Bochenik on the receiving end, his 8th of the season. Also a power play goal from Young and D'Alessandro to make it 2-1. Redbirds would extend the lead once again as they were still on the, this one was not, that was the goal for, that was not a power play goal if I'm not mistaken. And here's Trent Fisk moving in. Just as the power play expired for Illinois State, Fisk was able to move in, and he was able to send one over the top of Denisa Jandova. And the Redbirds were able to extend the lead. That made it 4-1. Trent Fisk got his 8th goal of the season. Rindak picked up that goal we saw earlier. That was his 6th at the 6:35 mark. And then Illinois State gets a steal from Colin Young in open ice. And in a 2-on-0 breakaway, Colin Young took it himself and able to convert his 4th of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Redbirds took a 5-1 lead at that point and carried it in to the intermission. Redbirds out shooting the Billikens in the second period by a 16-8 count. And overall in the contest, Redbirds out shooting St. Louis by a 26-14 margin. So the Redbirds tally 5 after being held scoreless in the first frame. And Illinois State takes a 5-1 lead into the second intermission. We're back with third period action in just a little bit on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel.
McCar's looking fake shot back door there, huh?
Man, we got to gap up on McDavid.
Yeah, we got to push him to the outside.
He's back out there. 97's back out there.
Let's go. Kale Tager, get after him, set again.
Hydrating the next generation of athletes. BioSteel. Clean, healthy hydration.
Welcome back to Grossinger Motors Arena. L.A. Decker back with you as we get set for period number 3 between the Redbirds and the St. Louis Billikens. Illinois State now with a 5-1 lead over St. Louis after a 5-goal explosion in period number 3. Colin Young got 2 of those goals. Avery Bochenik and Trent Fisk each tallied their team-high 8th goal in the period, and Michael Rindak added his 6th of the season to give the Redbirds a 5-1 lead, and the Redbirds will try to hang on with 20 minutes remaining in this contest. A reminder again, fans, we have more hockey coming up for you next weekend here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel as the Division I Redbirds will be back in action here on home ice. They will take on the Bearcats of McKendree University. They are, matter of fact, visiting McKendree this weekend. Roles will be reversed. McKendree will come see Illinois State next weekend, and we'll have those for you right here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. 7 o'clock face-off both Friday and Saturday night, December 8th and 9th. Now the Division III Redbirds will be at home. They'll take on the Dordt University Defenders on Friday night over at the Bloomington Ice Center. A late night start, 9:45. But then we'll celebrate Senior Day for the Division III Redbirds at 1 o'clock here at Grossinger Motors Arena. And that'll be part of our triple header Redbird coverage here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel next weekend. But we still have 20 minutes of hockey to get through this weekend. The Redbirds 2/3 of the way to their sweep over the St. Louis Billikens. They lead this one 5-1 as we get set to start period number 3. As both teams make their way out of the tunnels and into the bench areas, Redbirds will still have Brock Brandenburg sitting in the penalty box along with St. Louis having John Carney in the penalty box. So we will skate 5-on-5 though, as both penalties are not on the board. There is 12 seconds of power play time remaining on the Trevor Glass penalty. That a roughing penalty as well. So St. Louis will still have 12 seconds of a man advantage to try to get one past Dylan Lloyd. And again, the Redbirds will operate from right to left as we see it along with you here in period number 3. So both teams are just about set to get things underway now. They have 4 skaters on 3. Now we've got it right. Okay, I was gonna say, I think the sides were a little uneven. They need to skate 5-on. We need to skate 5-on-4 here. Why? I was gonna say there needs to be another skater for St. Louis out there. There they go. All right, now we're ready to go. The puck is dropped and play is underway in period number 3. Redbirds control the faceoff. As with it is Colin Young moving through center. He comes in over the line, fires one in. Jandova makes the stop and covers it up. And the Redbirds will force a faceoff in the Billiken zone. As the penalties are over, the penalty is over to Trevor Glass. So now we skate 5-on-5s. Brandenburg and Carney will be released from the penalty box at, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be at the 18:57 mark. Then the next whistle will release those 2 players. Billikens have it in their own zone as Nolan Meyer sends it forward to center ice. The Redbirds pick it up. Trevor Glass will try to dump it back in. It's steered aside by Mikey Callahan. Callahan will send it back in for St. Louis. Now the puck rolling along the boards near the bench. It looks like it may have contacted someone sitting on the bench, so that will stop play. That was a pretty good shot, to be perfectly honest, to get it to roll that far along the board. That was rather interesting how that transpired. They do stop play, and the face-off will be at center. Herrick pushes the face-off toward the near boards. It's dumped in by Peter Traynor. Hunter Neiman back to get it for Illinois State along with Trent Fisk. Fisk starts it forward with Connor LeBeau. Back to Fisk. Trent Fisk will tap it. Taken back by Herrick, and the Redbirds intercept as Hunter Neiman tries to get it forward for Tim Coggin. Missed connection, but icing waved off, and we play on. LeBeau out of the corner. Stolen back by Travis Kane. His pass intercepted, and the Redbirds get it and send it forward as Hunter Neiman tips it at center ice. Traynor Looks forward, finds a Billiken, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Over the line comes Herrick. He'll fire one in. Dylan Lloyd blocker save. Rebound to the near side circle, picked up by LeBeau for Illinois State. LeBeau moves through center, gets around two defenders, fires and scores! Connor LeBeau takes it all the way in, fires one in, and the Redbirds lead 6-1. For Connor LeBeau, I believe that's going to be his first goal. So LeBeau tallies his first. Getting congratulations from his teammates, also assistant coach Oliver Grigg on the sideline, on the bench area. And the Redbirds extend the lead. Redbirds back to get it as play resumes. Here's a steal by Carney out front. Quick shot saved by Lloyd. As Peter Rubis moved in. Now back behind the net. Rindak going down to the ice, sending it ahead for Coomer. Kowalczyk couldn't get to it. Now Blake Coomer will move into the zone. Coomer takes it over to the corner far side, centering pass across, knocked away by Kane. And I do believe we have a rarity, as we're going to pick up the announcement of the goal. Illinois State goal, his first of the season, scored by number 14, Connor LeBeau. Assisted by number 78, Matt Papachristianthou, and number 40, Dylan Lloyd. Time of the goal, 1:43, third period. Redbird goal scored by LeBeau, assisted by Papachristianthou, and Lloyd at 1:43. So a goalie assist, and now another goal for Illinois State. As it looks like Papachristianthou is going to get credit for this one, and the Redbirds, with 17 minutes remaining, lead 7-1. Let's take a look at that replay. As we were getting the announcement, I think Matt Papachristianthou heard his name and said, "Hey, I want the PA announcer to call my name for a goal." And there you go. Got himself in the slot and found himself open. His second goal of the season. So Matt Papachristianthou gets back in the scoring column, picks up his goal, second goal, and now another one as the Redbirds directly off the face-off have taken it right into the Billiken zone and scored again. Just 11 seconds after Papachristianthou's goal, the Redbirds score again. I'm not even sure if we have the replay around. Oh, we do have a replay. Frank Blade, he is the master of the replay machine. As we can see right there, another Illinois State tally. Not sure who got it, but we will learn that information hopefully soon enough. As Papachristianthou gets the face-off and sends it back into the Billiken's end. Now the Billikens move in, send one across. Hunter Neiman breaks up the pass as they were looking down low, and now a quick shot taken by Shahab. That one stopped by Dylan Lloyd. As Faison Shahab had an opportunity. Here's Bochenik. Sending it forward, held in by Shahab. Into the corner for Herrick. Redbirds move into the Billiken zone, but it's swept away by Peter Traynor. And it looks like Colin Young has just picked up a hat trick. We are going to get those announcements here in just a moment. Illinois Illinois State goal, his second of the season, scored by number 78, Matt Papa Christiantu. Assisted by number 81, Blake Coomer, and number 24, Trevor Glass. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, third period. Redbird goal scored by Papa Christiantu, assisted by Coomer and Glass at 3 minutes. Illinois State goal, his third of the game and fifth of the season, scored by number 2, Colin Young. Assisted by number 7, Avery Bochenik, and number 20, Hunter Neiman. Time of the goal, 3:11, third period. Redbird goal scored by Young, assisted by Bochenik and Neiman at 3:11. So puck goes up into the crowd, and a souvenir will be taken home, looks like, by one of the fans who have made their way here, either from the Bloomington Normal area or St. Louis or wherever you might be. You're always welcome at Illinois State Redbird hockey games here at Grossinger Motors Arena. But if you can't make it out, check us out on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, follow us, subscribe to us. You'll get all the information about hockey games coming up. And you know what? Share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever they call it now, Instagram. As a quick shot taken, a save made by Jandova as Rocco Ferretti had a chance. Coming back with it is Gus Heithaus for the Billikens. He's poke checked away by Trevor Glass. Now loose with a shot, saved by Dylan Lloyd as Aiden Phillips had a chance right in front. Here's Ferretti. Knocked off the puck and took 2 defenders with him. He lost the puck, but took down 2 defenders, and no penalty called on either side. Michael Pugachev has it for St. Louis. 14.5 minutes to play in this one. Redbirds with a snowman on the board. Quite fittingly, considering what the weather was earlier this week. Here's Kowalczyk, backhanding it back behind the net. Pugachev gets to it. Sends it across for Callahan. Callahan tries to go ahead to Heithaus. It's knocked away by Trevor Glass in the Redbirds' control. Dumping it in is Michael Rendak. It's sent in on goal, and Denisa Jandova will make the stop and take the face-off in her own zone. Face off to the left of Jandova as Matthew Strom will take it for Illinois State against Abernathy for the Billikens. Redbirds have it as Bochenik lets it go by Strom. Chips it back to Bochenik. Now Strom comes away from the corner. Dumped down low to Bochenik. Avery Bochenik had it chopped away by the Billiken defender as Mikey Callahan got to it. Now Bochenik with a shot, that one wide of the post. Neiman looks to send it down low. Colin Young to Bochenik. Almost got a shot away. That one, I think his stick got hit just as he was making contact, so he couldn't get full force into the shot. Redbirds come away with it. Bochenik at center. Picks it up and fires it right into the catching glove of Denisa Jandova. She'll hang on to it, and the face-off will stay in the Billiken zone. 13:09 to play here in the third. Here's Fisk, winning the faceoff against Travis Kane. Gets it back. Here's Trent Fisk with a shot. They score! Trent Fisk with the initial shot. Connor LeBeau may have tipped that one home, and the Redbirds extend the lead. Let's see if that one was tipped or not. I couldn't quite tell. It looked like it might have been redirected a bit. Here's Trent Fisk sending it in. I think Connor LeBeau might have got a piece of that one. Let's take a look from the rooftop camera. Absolutely. Connor LeBeau got the tip in, and the Redbirds extend the lead. Now the Redbirds have it in their own zone. Hunter Neiman works away, stolen back by Daniel Satinko. Lost it to Papa Christiantu, and it's sent back around to the near side. Out of the corner with it. Here's a quick shot. That one went over the top of the crossbar as Trent Fisk was looking for his second. Here's LeBeau sending it across. Papa Christian couldn't get a shot away. Loose puck sent out front. Back out to the point for Neiman, who lets one go. That one didn't quite get all of it. Papa Christian knocked off the puck at the near side boards. Illinois State goal is second of the game and of the season, scored by number 14, Connor LeBeau. Assisted by number 22, Trent Fisk, and number 15, Tim Coggin. Time of the goal, 6:58, third period. Redbird goal scored by LeBeau, assisted by Fisk and Coggin at 6:58. Here's Trent Fisk with it. Sends it back across, and the Redbirds get it in their own zone as Kowalczyk will spin it back. The Redbirds have scored 9 unanswered goals after being shut out in period number 1. And I am not certain if we're going to do the entire highlight package here or not this afternoon. Here's a breakaway by Travis Herrick, who moves in. He fires. Big save for Dylan Lloyd. Here's a rebound chance. The centering pass knocked away by Lloyd. Back behind the net go the Billikens. Chipped out by Callahan. Back over to Carrick. He fires one in. Herrick couldn't get it. Now Heithaus will send it right in front. They score! Not sure if Gus Heithaus got a piece of that one, but the Billikens are back on the board. And with 10:55 to play, they net goal number 2 of the contest. Billikens were putting some pressure on Dylan Lloyd, and that pressure finally netted them their second goal of the game. Papa Christian, after play resumes, sends it back to center ice. Now in the Redbird zone, a steal by Callahan, Joseph Callahan. Now the Redbirds move out with Matthew Strom. Strom sends it into the corner near side. Comes to a stop, and the puck is knocked away. And now a penalty coming up against St. Louis. So the penalty against St. Louis. As the Redbirds work on the power play with it. Papa Christian down low for Bochenik. His short side shot stopped by Jandova. St. Louis goal, his third of the season, scored by number 5, Aiden Phillips. Assisted by number 26, Nolan Meyer, and number 17, Gus Heithaus. Time of the goal, 9:05, third period. Billikens goal, scored by Phillips, assisted by Meyer and Heithaus at 9:05. St. Louis penalty, number 16, Mikey Callahan, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 9:35, third period. Billikens penalty, Callahan, 2 minutes for interference at 9:35. I think somebody needs to work on some time math, and I think I may be doing a couple of worksheets. Here's a high sticking call against St. Louis. This one will be the opposite of 9:35. This will be 10:25, and it's called against Joseph Callahan. So the Callahans are in the penalty box together, it seems. St. Louis penalty, number 6, Joseph Callahan, 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 10:25, third period. St. Louis penalty, Joseph Callahan, 2 minutes high sticking at 10:25. Here's Trevor Glass with it. Over for Coomer's shot. That one stopped by Jandova. Nice save. She has made some outstanding plays in the Billiken net. And considering that the Redbirds have peppered the net with 34 shots this afternoon, she did a very good job last night in the game, allowing just 3 goals in 35 shots. And so far this afternoon, the Redbirds have been able to solve the riddle that was Denisa Jandova. Because for 4 periods, she was playing outstanding goal, but then the Redbirds were able to figure it out and have tallied 9 in the last 2 periods, or period and about a little more than a half. Here's Rindak with it as the Redbirds work on a 5-on-3 power play for the next 30 seconds. Coomer gets checked in the corner. He's held up by Pruitt. Redbirds get to it as Fisk drops it off for Rindak. Back down low for Coomer, who shoots, and it's stopped by Jandova. And the faceoff will stay in the SLU zone. 16 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3 for Illinois State. Redbirds with a 9-5 shot advantage so far here in the third period. Now the Billikens have an extra skater who takes his seat on the bench, and Trevor Glass gets the faceoff. Over to Kowalczyk, who moves in, fires one. That one blocked over to the corner by Heithaus. Sent out to the line, held in by Glass. Trevor Glass over to Blake Coomer. Coomer in the final seconds of the power play. They fire one in and score. It's A.J. Kowalczyk getting the goal. The Redbirds will score a power play goal, and they lead 10-2. For Kowalczyk, it'll be his 4th of the season. So Illinois State, after some offensive struggles last night, have found the secret formula here in the final 2 periods. Here's a quick shot to score right off the faceoff. Travis Herrick moves in and fires one past Dylan Lloyd to make it 10-3. Just 6 seconds after the Kowalczyk goal. So back to play right away as Herrick gets his 2nd goal of the game. The Redbird lead now at 7 at 10-3. Hunter Neiman to Tim Coggin on the far side. Now picked up by Kane for the Billikens to Papa Christian, who'll send it forward. Stolen back by Herrick. Herrick keeps it in the zone, now knocked away by LeBeau. And Papa Christian keeps it in now. The puck comes out of the zone as Tim Coggin stick handled it out of the offensive end, and the faceoff will be at the neutral zone. 7:11 to play in period number 3. Illinois State goal, his 4th of the season, scored by number 13, A.J. Kowalczyk. Assisted by number 81, Blake Coomer, and number 24, Trevor Glass. Time of the goal, 11:39, third period. Redbird goal scored by Kowalczyk, assisted by Coomer and Glass at 11:39. St. Louis goal, his second of the game and 7th of the season, scored by number 7, Travis Herrick, assisted by number 3, Travis Kane, and number 23, Faizan Shahab. Time of the goal, 11:45, third period. Billiken's goal, scored by Herrick, assisted by Kane and Shahab at 11:45. Billikens pick up possession of the puck, 6:20 to play in this one. Over the line, John Carney had it knocked away. It stays in the Redbird zone, but the Redbirds able to pick it up 3-on-2 if they hurry. And offside is the call, or is it a penalty? It's a penalty. Going to be a holding call back behind the play. Joe D'Alessandro is going to pick up the penalty, which would negate the odd man rush for Illinois State. And the Redbirds will be down on their skater. I believe our public address announcer has entered the time bank to pick up some more airtime here. Illinois State penalty, number 23, Joe D'Alessandro, 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 13:47, third period. Redbird penalty, D'Alessandro, 2 minutes for holding at 13:47. Here's a quick shot by Herrick. That one tipped, goes over the top of the crossbar. Heithaus had it chipped away, goes into the corner. Tracking it down is Mikey Callahan. Knocks Trevor Glass down along the boards. Now a quick shot, that one tipped over the crossbar. Comes over to the near side. Billikens keep it in the zone. Mikey Callahan to Heithaus, short side, fires one in. Dylan Lloyd flashes the leather and hangs on. 5:32 to play here in the third. 1:20 remaining in the Billikens power play. So the face-off will be to the left of Dylan Lloyd as Heithaus wins it for St. Louis. Trainer along the boards, goes into the corner near side. Coming back out with it is a shot for Herrick. That one went wide. Down low, John Carney lost it, and the Redbirds able to sweep it the length of the ice. 55 seconds remaining in the man advantage for St. Louis. Mikey Callahan gets in over the line. Takes it to the circle. Trying to dump into the corner. Gets blocked, and the Redbirds sweep it out toward the line, but not out. Gus Heithaus moves in, takes one in. Dylan Lloyd makes the save, makes a second save right on the doorstep. As Mikey Callahan took a second shot, and Dylan Lloyd got hit with it, and he just kind of stood his ground and made the save. Nicely done. Redbirds clear it out, and the Billikens go back to get it in the final 20 of the power play. They'll dump it into the Redbird end. Icing waved off. Here's Glass with it. Trevor Glass moves toward the line, couldn't get it out, now tapped and picked up by Abernathy, who will dump it in. 5 seconds left in the power play, and this should effectively kill off the remainder of the man advantage for St. Louis. It does, as both teams are back at full strength. Here's a steal by Herrick, who takes a shot. Dylan Lloyd has to scramble the rebound. He does make the save and cover up the rebound. And with 4:03 to play, our next faceoff will be in the Redbird end. Redbirds do own a 10-3 lead, but want to keep the positive play going heading into next weekend. Next weekend, a big road series for the Division II team as they'll go and take on Trine University. Talking a little bit with head coach Phil Fazio after the game last night. Trine is a very good team, and they're looking forward to the challenge of taking on Trine University on the road next weekend. Division I and III teams will be home here in Bloomington. Division I team will have 2 games against McKendree here at Grossinger Motors Arena, both of them which will be on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. The Division III Redbirds will take on the Dordt Defenders. That will be a Friday night matchup in the Ice Center. That one will be on Live Barn. For those of you who have a Live Barn subscription, you can check out the action there. And the afternoon game on Saturday, senior day for the Division III Redbirds, will be here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel with a 1 o'clock face-off against the Dordt Defenders. Redbirds dump it into the St. Louis zone. Billikens go back to get it. Stolen back by the Redbirds as Jandova has to poke check it away from Trent Fisk. Penalty coming up against the Billikens. As Rindak gets it out to Glass, and now the puck finally will be controlled by St. Louis, and a penalty coming up. Going to be a roughing call against the Billikens. So the Billikens pick up a roughing call. And it's called against Travis Kane. St. Louis penalty number 3, Travis Kane, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 17-16, third period. Billikens penalty, Kane, 2 minutes for roughing at 17-16. Bochenek with it. D'Alessandro in the corner. Works it toward the front of the net for Bochenek. Back to D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro walks into the slot. Knocked away from him back into the corner. Bochenek gets to it in the circle. Sends it back out top for Strom. Now to Glass. Strom works far side with it. Sends one in. Saved by Jandova. Rebound back behind the net. 2 minutes left in the third period here, as Glass goes back to get it. Glass will send it forward, knocked away from Young and picked up by Pugachev. Quickly ahead for Kearney, sends it across for Heithausen's shot, saved by Dylan Lloyd. Rebound in front, here's Pugachev with a shot. That one went wide of the target. Heithaus will send it back in. His shot blocked off a leg in front and kicks all the way back out to center with 90 seconds remaining. Sent all the way down the ice by the Billikens. They'll kill some more time off the power play. 30 seconds remaining in the man advantage for Illinois State. 1:10 remaining in the contest. Coomer sent ahead to Rocco Ferretti, now to A.J. Kowalczyk over the line. Kowalczyk looks, sends it over to Hunter Neiman. Top of the circle, near side. Less than a minute to play in regulation, less than a minute remaining. Neiman sends a shot in. That one may have hit somebody in front. Kicks over into the near side boards and now cleared out to center. And Kowalczyk will go back to get it for Illinois State. 35 seconds remaining in this one as Kowalczyk moves through center ice, takes it all the way in, gets knocked off the puck, and it's picked up by Nolan Meyer for the Billikens. Meyer has it as the penalty is over. Both teams back at full strength as Meyer cuts in and fires one. That one went wide of the catching glove of Dylan Lloyd in the final 20 seconds. Thomas Poulter lost the handle at center ice. Now a big collision as the puck squirts free, and it's picked up by Hunter Neiman. Final 10 seconds of this one. Blake Coomer will tap it at center ice. He'll control it, and the clock will tick down to 0. Your final score, your Illinois State Redbirds 10, the St. Louis Billikens 3. Shots on goal in the third period. St. Louis 13, Illinois State 11. 3 period totals. Billikens 27, Redbirds 37. Once again, fans, thank you for coming out to this weekend's contest for Illinois State Redbird hockey. A reminder, next weekend, more great ACHA hockey coming up here at Grossinger Motors Arena. 3 games on tap in the arena next weekend, including Friday night at 7 o'clock as the Division I Redbirds take on the McKendree Bearcats. And then Saturday, 2 games starting at 1 o'clock as the Division III Redbirds will celebrate Senior Day as they take on the Dordt Defenders. And then at 7 o'clock, the Division I Redbirds will take on the McKendree Bearcats. Once again, thank you for attending this afternoon's contest and joining us for Illinois State Redbird hockey and supporting your Illinois State Redbirds on ice. So your final score once again is 10-3 as the Redbirds salute the fans who have come out this afternoon. Let's take a look at the highlights as we get started on the highlight package, starting with Connor LeBeau getting his first goal of his collegiate career and the first goal of the season. Matt Papakristenu and Dylan Lloyd get the assist, and the Redbirds extended their lead to 6-1 at that point. Illinois State would take just 1 minute and 17 seconds to add another one. This an even strength goal. Matt Papakristenu in the slot will get his second of the season from Blake Coomer and Trevor Glass, and the Redbirds extend to a 7-1 lead. That would go a little further as just 11 seconds later, Colin Young would pick up his 5th goal of the game, or 5th goal of the season, and his 3rd of the game. A hat trick for Colin Young this afternoon as Avery Buchenik and Hunter Neiman get the assist, and the Redbirds extend the lead. Then at the 13:02 mark, the Redbirds able to get Connor LeBeau his 2nd goal of the season. That also on an assist from Trent Fisk and from Tim Coggin. The Redbirds would extend the lead. Then St. Louis would come back and get a couple of goals, the first of which coming from Aiden Phillips, his 3rd of the season. Nolan Meyer gets the assist along with Gus Heithaus. And then the Redbirds would score once again at the 8:21 mark as A.J. Kowalczyk would get his 4th of the season. And then just 6 seconds later, off a face-off, it would be Travis Herrick getting his 6th of the season, 2nd of the game, or 7th of the season, pardon me, and 2nd of the game, 7th of the season. I get that straight one day or another. And that would make it the final score. The Redbirds would finally come away with a 10-3 victory over the St. Louis Billikens. Okay, everyone take a breath. We're ready to get ready for next weekend. McKendree in for 2 next weekend, Friday and Saturday night, 7 o'clock here at Grossinger Motors Arena on Friday and Saturday. Division III Redbirds in action. They'll take on the Dordt Defenders Friday night at the Ice Center, 9:45 face-off. Then Senior Day for the Division III team. Saturday afternoon at 1. The Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Saturday night games will all be here on the Illinois State Hockey YouTube channel. Once again, thanks to everyone here at Grossinger Motors Arena, the entire staff, security, everybody here did a great job throughout the weekend. A big thanks to everyone behind the scenes, the audio and production team and the camera people. They always do a fine job. Tip of the hat to them, and a stick tap as well. And the executive producer of Illinois State Redbird Hockey is Mr. Frank Blaine. And, of course, thank you very much for tuning in to today's games and tonight and this weekend's games. St. Louis Billikens fans, you're always welcome. Stop by anytime. We enjoyed having you, and we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Illinois State Redbird fans, we know you enjoyed the results, the final score. On this Saturday afternoon in Bloomington, the Illinois State Redbirds 10 and the St. Louis Billikens 3. For everyone at Grossinger Motors Arena, I'm L.A. Decker, thanking you for joining us. Until next weekend, good night, everybody.